Hi, everybody. Welcome to Cavs Weekly Report. I'm your Cavs beat writer and host, Tim Shirer. It's become tough to watch at times with this team. Through Thursday, I thought the team had got on track. I know, they took the loss in New York, but I thought they had got on track. But before we get to any of that, let me tell you this. Sentinel Sports Extra Cavs Weekly Report is brought to you by CT Roofing and Power Wash, the official roofer of the Lake County Sentinel. If you want to get an estimate for a new roof or maybe siding or get your deck fixed or a power wash, call 440-278-0506 for a free estimate. So last week, it looked like the Cavs were getting on track. Monday and Tuesday, they beat the Hornets on Monday, 139-132. And then on Tuesday, in a back-to-back, they pounded the Pelicans 141-118. Okay. And those two are not, they're not very good teams. But the Cavs had lost to some not very good teams this year. So it looked like they were getting healthier. It looked like they were possibly just playing better. It looked like they were playing better. Both of those games looked better. And then, Christmas Day, they lost in New York 126-124 to the Knicks. And it still looked better. I don't blame the loss. I blame the loss. I'm going to be honest here. I blame the loss 100% on the officials in that game and the NBA. I talked about it. We did a post-game report Christmas night about it. And absolutely, I blame that loss on the officials. And, what the NBA wants. The NBA wants the Knicks to win at home. It's how it's always been. It's how it'll always be. So I wasn't disappointed. I thought the Cavs played well in a hostile environment where you have the three officials against you and replay too. The two replay calls at the end of the game were absolutely disgusting. Donovan Mitchell was absolutely fouled by Tyler Kolek. Absolutely 100% fouled. It was called, and then they overturned it. Blatant cheating by the NBA. Blatant cheating. Sorry, it is. They don't want to hear it, but it is. You don't overturn that call. If you don't want to be accused of cheating, then you don't overturn that call. And then the out of bounds, where it clearly went off Jalen Brunson's hands. Clearly went off Jalen Brunson's hands. Oh, my God. It clearly went off Jalen Brunson's hands. And the call was no call. They said that it didn't, that it went off. I believe that was Donovan Mitchell too. I mean, it was ridiculous. It was true NBA. It was the NBA at their finest with the, oh my God. Sorry, with the typical calls in favor of the Knicks. And I can't tell you how much that is annoying. That Cleveland does, they go in there, they go into New York, and they play well, and then they lose because of the officials. So I wasn't disappointed with that. I thought they played well. The problem was Saturday night. It was a disaster in Houston. Okay, let's face it. The Cavs have never played well against Houston. They have the worst record in any professional sport against the Houston franchise. The Cavaliers do. That spans all four major sports: hockey, basketball, football, and baseball. No franchise has a record worse against another franchise than the Cavs have against the Houston Rockets. Okay, but you at least got to give an effort, right? Kenny Atkinson was livid after the game. And he admitted, when Chris Fedor of Cleveland.com, who is a great reporter, does a great job. When he questioned him after the game, and he asked Atkinson about, putting in the guys who finished the game sooner. And Atkinson admitted, he said, yeah, Chris, I should have probably put him in sooner. He basically said that his starters weren't giving a full effort Saturday night. And he's getting a little bit of criticism from people for that, which is complete bullcrap. Two things that are bullcrap. People that criticized Chris Fedor for calling out Darius Garland's plus minus I don't understand them. His plus minus is terrible. His plus minus is terrible every game, unless they're playing the Hornets or the Pelicans, a game like that. And even in some of those games, it hasn't been great. I think that it's just so, I don't know. It seems like Cleveland fans want reporters that kiss the team's ass. They do. They seem to want reporters that kiss the team's ass. Well, the thing is, believe it or not, the beat reporters that cover the Guardians and that cover the Cavs, they don't kiss the team's ass. So they're going to be critical of players at times. Darius Garland deserves criticism. Okay, let's see. Darius played against the Hornets. He was a plus 13 that game. Okay, he did not play against the Pelicans, I believe. Oh, well, he did play against the Pelicans, so he played the back-to-back. In that game, he was a plus 14. Okay, but now let's get to a tough opponent, the New York Knicks. When we're talking about soft, people get mad. They do. His plus minus was 0. Okay, so it was even. Okay, that's, I'd like a plus for your superstar. That would be nice. His plus minus against the Houston Rockets. How about a minus 32? Minus 32 against the Houston Rockets for Darius Garland. Let's look and see if maybe we could get, I don't know. When they lost to the Hornets, did Darius play in that game? I'm not sure. He played in that game. When they lost to the Hornets, minus 8. All right, we're getting a theme here. When the Cavs lose to teams, when they lost to the Bulls in Chicago, minus 18. All right, yeah. Let me see here. Let's just look at some of these. These numbers are telling people when they lost to the Warriors, who didn't have Steph Curry that night. They didn't have Draymond Green that night. All right. Let's see. Jimmy Butler didn't play that night. His plus minus that night, minus 14. All right. Are we seeing a pattern here, people? Are we seeing a pattern? You know, when they lost to the Portland Trailblazers, minus 8. All right. I think we're seeing a pattern. How about, it would be nice to see a plus against the Boston Celtics when they lost by 2. Darius Garland, minus 27. What this tells me is Darius Garland plays 0 defense. Okay? 0. That's what it tells me. That Darius Garland plays no defense. I know a lot of people want to hear, you know, oh, Darius this, Darius that. Oh, Darius can score, but he gives up points at the other end every single time. And if he doesn't score, he gives up points at the other end every single time. Kenny Atkinson called this out on Saturday night in the post-game press conference. As well he should have, because that team was a no-show Saturday night in Houston. That was a god-awful performance. I never turn games off. I was ready to turn it off. I was ready to turn that game off. I didn't turn it off. I watched to the end. I should watch to the end because I do these shows and I write about the team. So I got to really watch to the end. But let me tell you something. That was disgusting Saturday night. Thank God for guys like Jalen Tyson and Craig Porter. You know, thank God for those guys who actually give a crap. I'm telling you, I'm beginning to wonder, do these guys care about the regular season at all? You know, what are they going to just show up for the play? Oh, and Sam Merrill. You know, Sam was saving this team, right? He was saving this team after one game. I'm not in on Sam Merrill. I don't think he plays defense either. People want to act like he does. I'm not a fan. I don't think Sam Merrill he's not consistent enough shooting threes. And then he doesn't, what do you call it? He doesn't defend good enough. He just doesn't. Oh, he'll take a charge once in a while and, you know, big deal. Here's a minus 24 the other night. Minus 24. All right? Yeah. DeAndre Hunter, the big acquisition last year. He's a minus 28 Saturday night. Hey, who were positives? Who were pluses? Craig Porter, Thomas Bryant, Tyrese Proctor, Lonzo Ball, surprisingly. Jalen Tyson was minus 6, but he played extended minutes. I just, you know, these starters are not performing. Jared Allen was only a minus 5. You know, people want to rip Jared Allen all the time. I don't think Jared Allen is the biggest problem on this team. I think it's a guy named Darius Garland. And I think that's what needs to be done. You know, we have to call these people out. You know, you're going to get on Chris Fedor for telling the truth? This guy does not make crap up. He doesn't. He's really good at his job. He's invested. He's there every day. Don't be ripping on Chris Fedor because he tells you the truth that Darius Garland is not very good. This team will win nothing with Darius Garland. I said that 2 years ago. And then last year people were like, well, I guess you were wrong, weren't you? Well, big deal. You won 64 games in the regular season. Would you win in the postseason? Oh, he was hurt. That's right. Again, look, trade him at the deadline. And trade DeAndre Hunter too. Trade them both. Get somebody in here who wants to win. Get somebody in here who plays defense. Darius Garland isn't it. He's not it. I wouldn't be surprised if they trade Jared Allen, but DeAndre Hunter cannot be on this roster after the trade deadline. He just can't be. He just can't be. So let's get to this week. This week we have tonight in San Antonio at 8 o'clock at the Frost Bank Center. The game is on NBC. Spurs are 23-8 now. They're 11-3 at home. The Cavs beat them at 113-117 on December 5th, but they did not have Wembanyama, and they did not have Stephon Castle. So it could be another long night tonight, unless the guys decide to show up. Let's be honest. After that performance in Houston, geez, when your coach calls you out publicly, wow. And I don't want to hear anybody say Kenny Atkins is a bad coach, because he's not a bad coach. Last year, he was a great coach. Isn't that something? When he got dumb over the summer? Come on. That's just stupid. Like I said, they beat them 131-17 on December 5th. Two stars did not play. But the Spurs, they've gotten healthy. They are 8-1 since. The Cavs, on the other hand, are 3-6 since that game. The Cavs have won 6 straight in the series. Miracles happen, but I would expect that streak to end tonight. Unless they get this thing back on track. And after Saturday, I'm not sure. So now, Wednesday afternoon, the Cavs play. They come home. They play the Phoenix Suns at 3:30 at Rocket Arena. The Suns are 18-13. They're 8-8 on the road. The Suns lead the all-time series 72-51. The Cavs do lead in Cleveland, which includes the Cleveland Arena, Richfield Coliseum, and Rocket Arena. The Cavs lead 34-27. The Suns are 6-4 in their last 10 and have won 3 straight. So that will be Wednesday afternoon. Then they will welcome in the new year on Friday. That's January 2nd against the Denver Nuggets, who are also pretty damn good. 22-9, 12-4 on the road. This is the first meeting of the season between the two teams. I feel like the Cavs are going to be under 500 by the end of this week. I just do. I honestly, I'm not going to lie here. I feel like they could go 0-4 this week. The way they've been playing, they could go 0-4 this week. By the end of the week, the Cleveland Cavaliers could be 17-20. I think it's a realistic possibility. I really do. Because Sunday, then they play the Detroit Pistons, who are 24-8, 11-6 on the road. One of their 8 losses, though, is to the Cavs, 116-95 on December 27th. Cavs beat them in Detroit. But, what is that? Big deal. That was 2 months ago. This team has regressed. This team has absolutely regressed in the last 2 months. So that's it. I'm going to predict this team goes 0-4 this week, and that at the end of the week they'll be 17-20, and they won't even be a play-in game team. That's what I'm going to predict. that by the end of this week, that's how it's going to be. I think that this is not going in the right direction. And unfortunately, Kenny Atkinson could pay for this with his job because Dan Gilbert has fired a coach in the middle of the season before. I don't think it's Kenny Atkinson's fault. I just think they got a bunch of guys that don't work together. And I never thought Garland and Mitchell worked together. You know, people wanted to tell me last year, oh, you're wrong. See, you're wrong. Well, no, I'm not wrong. They won nothing in the playoffs. Now they can't even win in the regular season. I don't think they fit together. Move them. Move Garland. Trade Hunter. You know what I mean? Give Tyson all the playing time. Give him playing because he needs it and he's good. Tyrese Proctor needs to play more. He's played well too. He was overshadowed by Cooper Flagg at Duke. I really like what I see from Tyrese Proctor. So the trade deadline is February 5th. I think this Caps team needs to look quite a bit different after. Yeah, Jared Allen might go. I hope he doesn't. I know a lot of people disagree with me on that. They love to use the word soft, which I don't agree with at all. You know, maybe he doesn't elbow people in the face and, you know, do stupid things. But I want Jared Allen on this team when they get where I think they can go. But I think that's pretty much it for this week. And I hope that they don't go 0-4. I really hope they don't, but I feel like 0-4 is a real possibility. 2-2 would be a win for the week. But I can't see it happening. I just can't see that happening. So until we're doing the game on Wednesday at Rocket Arena. So I will talk to you then. And I hope everybody has a good day and stay warm.